all for standing here in this beautiful hut, grandfather, son. We're going to get this march going right away, but we have one final speaker representing No One Is Illegal, one of the most profound and dynamic social movements in Canada right now. Hussan Syed is a researcher, writer, and activist originally from Karachi, which is currently undergoing a heat wave that has killed over 1,000 people. He is co-founder and coordinator of the Migrant Workers Alliance for Change, Canada's largest migrant rights coalition. In his work with MWAC, Hussan works with Filipino caregivers from typhoon-struck areas, Guatemalan workers from areas impacted by the climate crisis, and many other migrants in their struggle for dignity, justice, and full immigration status. Hussan has also been active in migrant justice, anti-racist, Indigenous solidarity, anti-imperialist movements with groups like No One Is Illegal Toronto, Stop the Cuts, the Anti-G20 Community Mobilization Network, and he spearheaded the campaign to make Toronto Canada's first sanctuary city. Please join me in welcoming Hussan to the mic.
Freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. Say it with me, freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. One more, freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. Woo! We come here today from so many places. We come here from Jane Finch, from Rexdale, from Etobicoke, from Peel, from Brampton, from the downtown east, and from cities across this province. We come here, you and I, because we have this belief, this deep, profound belief that something is really wrong with this world, right? Is that why you're here? We are here because we know that the few have too many, and that the rest of us, too many of us, have too little, right? Yeah. We come here with a deep desire for something different, something better, something that will change the course of our lives, and that something is freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. We, you and I, we want to be free from the idea that these people and institutions are forced upon us that say racialized people, women, queer people, disabled people should be exploited and excluded. We, you and I, want to be free of this system that land and water is property, that they belong to us rather than that we belong to Mother Earth. We, you and I, we want to be free from the terror we feel when we think about the future of our children and the next 7 generations. Today, you and I, we are taking another step on a road to freedom. And this journey will be hard, this journey will be long, but we who believe in freedom cannot rest. And the first demand that this road to freedom makes upon us is truth. And so, remember this, the truth is that the climate change has happened. Yeah. Climate catastrophe is a reality. Yeah. It's a reality for the famine-struck families in Djibouti, in Somalia, in India, and in Ethiopia. It's a reality for the flooded families in Bangladesh and in the Philippines. It is a reality for the Pueblos in El Salvador and Guatemala. It is a reality for the Wet'suwet'en people. It is a reality for our Diné Cree sisters and brothers in the Athabasca. It is a reality for the Anjanong First Nations facing the massive pollution crisis. Our people, our families, our black, indigenous and brown bodies, our communities, our loved ones, the places so many of us once called home are hurting. We are dying in the hundreds, the thousands, the 100,000s, and the millions. And the truth is that we are not just dying, we are being murdered. We're being killed. Our lives are being extinguished by people. And those people have names, they have faces, and they have addresses. And their addresses are on our streets. Like Shell, who 25 years ago murdered Ken Saro-Wiwa and today is trying to destroy the Arctic. Like Enbridge, Chevron, and the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers, who are pushing through Line 9, Energy East, and Trans-Canada into Wet'suwet'en BC nations. Like Glencore and Marigold that are out there digging up the earth, stealing the minerals, destroying life, and pushing people out of their homes. Like TD Bank and HBC and the US and Canadian Chambers of Commerce, which first pushed us over the edge into poverty and then said we should tighten our belts and have austerity. Like the World Bank and the IMF, who have funded these projects that push millions out of their home, and right this very moment is holding the people of Greece hostage. And of course, we cannot forget the polytricksters, whether they are red, green, blue, or orange. The ones that live in these buildings and buildings across this country. And either they will try and impose this rabid system, or they will give us minor reforms. Well, what we know, what we need is total transformation. What we need is freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. And climate change, dear friends, is happening. And these murderers and assassins who are making it happen, who are killing us, they work on Bay Street. They live in Rosedale. They buy and shop in Yorkville. And our road to freedom will start at their doors. And today, as we take another step on this road to freedom, we must grow our roots so deep that we hug our Mother Earth, that we spread our branches so high that we become a thicket of forest, and in this forest will be birthed the new world that we need and we desire. We must reforge the covenant chain, for on this road to be freedom, we can be friends. We can be family, we can be comrades, we can be allies, we can be accomplices, we can be co-conspirators, but there is one thing we cannot be. We cannot be Canadians. We cannot be divided by borders. We cannot say that our march is about making this place better. Our march is stopping the assassinations over there. We must let go of the idea of the nation state that says some people must be assimilated, indigenous people must be assimilated, migrant workers and undocumented people should be excluded, and the rest of us should somehow keep running on this rat race. We want freedom to move, freedom to stay, freedom to return to our homes one day. To move freely is to do away with the idea that anyone has the moral legitimacy to impose borders. To stay freely, to live freely, is to live together in peace, friendship, and respect. It is to live deep into our hearts and pull out the poisonous venom that is anti-black racism, that is racism. It is to abolish patriarchy in all its manifestations. It is to create dignity. Dignity, not just jobs. It is to value caregivers, mothers, or grandmothers. They are our fierce leaders. Freedom to stay is to value humans even if they don't work. Even if they choose not to work, we value our families as one combined humanity. Freedom is to be able to walk down this street in a black, brown, or Boer body and not be stopped by these cops. We need to lay siege. We need to lay siege to the homes of these predatory assassins who have caused these miseries for centuries. We must break down their doors with our voices, with our songs, with our fists, with our bodies. We must stand with those who are at the front. We must overturn the thrones those of which they rule us. We must uplift our voices. And those voices, we must uplift indigenous and racialized voices. We who have started on this road for freedom, we cannot turn back. And so, after today, 3 days later, join us at a march against the Pan Am Economic and Climate Summits. And then 4 days later, join us at the People's Social Forum. And then stand with those struggling for freedom. We can do this. I believe we can win. I believe. Do you believe it? Yeah, do you believe it? All right, say it with me. Say I. I believe. I believe that. I believe that we. I believe that we will. Now, let's try this again. You want to believe this? Say I. I believe. I believe that. I believe that we. I believe that we will win. 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 No one is illegal. Let's do this.